Hello, how are you? Welcome to class. This is lesson number 2 on masculine and feminine energies. Today's topic is polarity and attraction. Let's go. So in our previous lesson, our first lesson, we defined these two poles, these two energies, masculine and feminine, as poles in consciousness. And in this lesson, we are going to understand that the tension and release between these two poles is what gives life to everything. Okay, but first let's get rid of another misconception, just like we did in the previous lesson. In this case, is that attraction equals sexual attraction. It does. However, attraction is something much bigger. If you see attraction as just only sexual attraction between humans, that's like seeing a pen drop on the floor and thinking that's gravity. It is. However, gravity is also something much bigger. It's a law of physics. It makes the pen drop on the floor, but it also makes planets collide. Same thing here. Attraction rules over everything. So it's something much greater than just sexual stuff. All right. So we could say that polarity and attraction are basically the same thing because when these two energies, masculine and feminine, are in their respective poles, the natural consequence of that is attraction, is tension between them. The greater the difference is between these two poles, and the greater the distance between them, the higher the attraction and the desire to collapse that distance into sameness. Okay, so that's what attraction is. Attraction is the consequence of the difference between the poles and the distance between them. And like we said in the beginning of this lesson, the constant tension and release between these two poles is what gives life to everything. So, if we have awareness as the masculine, and on the other side, the feminine, we have form, content, by themselves nothing, but when they get together, and they want to get together, you have experience. When you have a riverbank from our first lesson, which is the masculine, and water on the other side, the feminine, when they get together, they create a river, which is life. When you have the positive charge and the negative charge, the tension between them creates potential energy, electricity. When you have silence, the masculine, and sound, the feminine, by themselves, just silence or just constant sound, it's nothing. But when they come together, you have music. So you understood in this lesson what is polarity, attraction, and the consequence of the tension and release between these two poles, which is creation. Now I'm going to leave you with a very simple exercise, simple riddle. It has to be simple because I want to make this video short. And your job, I'm going to give you a scenario, simple one, and your job is to identify the masculine, the feminine in this situation, and its creation. Here's the scenario. A poet under a tree. He's in stillness, just laying there. After some time, he gets a burst of inspiration and he starts writing intuitively, stream of consciousness style, and after some time he wrote 10 poems. In this scenario, what's the masculine, what's the feminine, and what's its creation? This one is an easy one. I hope I got something out of this, and I'll see you in the next one. Be well.